Alright guys, welcome to the notes. This is evaluating trig functions with a calculator. And so it says only use a calculator if the given angle theta is not on the unit circle. So when the angle is on the unit circle, you should be using that, and only when it's not on the unit circle will we be using a calculator. So it says find each value, round to the nearest 4 decimal places. So we're going to round the answers to the fourth decimal place. So sine 27, 27 is not a degree that is on the unit circle. So sine 27, now in your calculator you need to make sure that you're in the correct mode. Right now mine says radian, or yours might have an R or rad or even a G. It needs to be in degree mode because we're working in degrees. So I'm going to switch it into degree mode. And every calculator is different, so you'll have to figure out on your calculator how to switch to degree mode, but now it says degree. All right, so sine 27 is, so I'm going to round to 4 decimal places, 0.45399, 0.45399. But it says to 4 decimal places, so this 9 is the one I look at. It's going to make this round up to a 0, which is actually going to make this round up to a 4. So 0.4540. All right, next one, cosine of 36.24. So cosine 36.24 degrees. 0.80654, and this 4 is going to make this number stay a 5. It'll keep its place value, so keep its value, excuse me, 0.8065. All right, now we're switching into, these are radians. Pi over 7 is a radian, so I'm going to go back and switch back to radian mode. And I'll use tangent pi over 7. Again, pi over 7 is not one of the values on the unit circle. And that's sorry about that, that was my stupid dog. 0.48157. Again, I look at this 5th value. This is going to make this round up to a 6, 0.4816. Sine negative 34, I'm going to, again, make sure that you switch back and forth between the correct modes. So sine negative, now if you have a calculator similar to this, don't use the minus sign, you need to use negative. So sine negative 34 degrees, again, negative 34 is not on your circle, and so this one would be negative 0.55919, and so we're going to look at this place to look at to round this value, and this will round to a 2, so negative 0.5592. Now, something that we should think about is what quadrant we're in with each of these. This would be the first quadrant. I can tell pi over 7 is way less than half, right? Than pi over 2. So these are all in quadrant 1. Now this one, we're going backward 34 degrees, and so this one would have been in quadrant 4. And so that tells me that all of these will be positive, right? So you can double check that they should have all been positive. And this one, sine is negative in the 4th quadrant. All right, since we don't have the reciprocal functions on our calculator, we need to remember this idea. So that cosecant is 1 over sine theta, secant is 1 over cosine theta, and cotangent is 1 over tangent. All right, so in our calculator, we're going to do 1 over. Now, first let's decide which function we would be using. So cotangent, we're going to use tangent. So cotangent 239 is equal to 1 over tangent 239. All right, and so that's what I'll enter into my calculator. 1 divided by tangent, whoops, clear. 1 divided by tangent 239, which is 0.60086. This 6 will make that round to a 9, so 0.6009. All right, the next one, secant of 229 is equal to 1 over, let's see, secant is 1 over cosine, so that's 1 over cosine 22.9, which is 1 divided by cosine 22.9, 1.08555. This 5 will make that 5 round to a 6, so 1.0856. All right, back to radian mode. So let me change my calculator back to radians. Cosecant. Cosecant is 1 over sine, so 1 over sine pi over 5. So 1 divided by sine pi, whoops. One divided by sine pi over 5. And I get 1.70130, which is 1.7013. All right, so we're going to go ahead and flip this guy over. All right, working backwards. Find the values of theta where 0 is less than, theta is less than 360. So they're saying you're only going 1 rotation on the unit circle. So it says cosine theta is 0.2675. So we're going to need 2 answers, it says. So it says the calculator, we're going to need 2 answers. The calculator is only smart enough to give us one of them. So we have to hunt for the other one. First, let's look at our quadrant. Where is cosine positive? So cosine, right, I'm going to write the little abbreviation. All students take calculus. So cosine is positive here, because they're all positive, and here. Now, on your calculator, whenever you're trying to undo cosine, so cosine theta equals 0.2675. We want to get rid of cosine, and the way we get rid of cosine is cosine inverse. These are opposites of one another. They cancel each other out. And so we're going to cosine inverse both sides. So in your calculator, we're going to do cosine inverse of 0.2675. But that's only going to give us one of our answers. So our 2 answers are in quadrant 1 and another in quadrant 4. So the one in quadrant 1 is the one that they're going to give us in our calculator. So cosine inverse would be second cosine, and it was 0.2675. And so we get 1.29999, and it doesn't say which decimal place, so I'm going to assume we're still rounding to the 4th place. So we've got 1.29999. And what's going to happen is like this domino effect, right? So, oh, this was an 8 actually. This 8 will make this round to a 0, that makes 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 this round to a 3. So 1.3. All right, so it says the second answer is in the 4th quadrant, and it's tougher to get. Oh, whoops, I was in radian mode. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to redo that. I apologize, guys. So I was wondering why I got an angle that was so tiny. So let me fix that. I apologize. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So let me get into the correct mode. Whoops. Clear. All right. So we'll do that one more time. It's still second cosine, and it's 0.2675. And so we get 74 point, that makes more sense, 74.4844. So 78.4844, and this is degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and round that to 78.48 degrees. Oh, they were rounded to 78.5, so let me put 78.5. I love whiteout. 78.5 degrees. Okay, so it says, using your calculator, make sure you're in degrees, which I didn't. Find the inverse of cosine inverse, right, of 0.2675, which I did. And then the second answer is in the fourth quadrant, but it's tougher. It also is 74.5 degrees away from the x-axis, but we're going down into the fourth quadrant. So we have to give the positive version. So if I move backwards from there, 74.5 degrees, I'll have gone 360 degrees minus 74.5 degrees. I'll do that on my calculator, 360 minus 74.5, and that equals 285.5 degrees. And so if I were moving positively, right, that would be 285.5 degrees. So the other answer is at 285.5 degrees.